Today I learned bottle washing, how it's done. Should we be helping the planet by returning to a system for reusing glass beverage bottles like in the olden days? This is an area that's been discussed desultorily in my country for a while now. It seems sensible, but it's also a pain in the neck to implement. When I worked for Coca-Cola, the brand owner, not the bottling plant, in Australia in the 1990s, our QA lab would check the quality of products from all over the South Pacific, making use of secret buyers in countries including Papua New Guinea, Tonga, Tahiti and New Zealand. We checked pH and brix, which is sugar content, caffeine, carbonation, and even how much torque was needed to unscrew the caps on the plastic bottles. And we checked the condition of returnable glass bottles that were used by bottling plants in most of the Pacific Island nation countries. In many Pacific countries, glass was expensive and bottle return and reuse systems were extensive. Coca-Cola had photographic standards for acceptable and unacceptable levels of scuffing on reused bottles, and the bottling plants were not supposed to refill bottles that were too scuffed from repeated use. Each bottle had a date on the bottom, which we would check and record in the QA system. The oldest one I saw was from 1958. It had been circulating in the system for more than 30 years. So I knew that bottles were reused, but I didn't know how they were made safe and sanitary for refilling until just the other day. A member of the International Food Safety and Quality Network, the IFSQN, recently described how his or her company used to wash and reuse beer bottles in the 1980s. And this is a direct quote from their post, very lightly edited. We would wash the bottles in a machine called a soaker. It had rinse water pockets and hot caustic solution pockets, plus several rinse water pockets and a rinse water jet. The bottles were pushed into carriers, which would carry them through the various pockets. After washing, the bottles were conveyed to a filler. Prior to filling, we had an empty bottle inspector camera system set up, which would take a photo of the inside of the bottle and the finish, the exterior surface of the bottle, and it would reject any bottle that had foreign matter or glass fragments inside, plus any bottle that had a broken finish. The camera was calibrated and challenged daily. And thank you to IFSQN member Lorlandini for that interesting insight into bottle washing.